In this video, I'll be bringing the sides to pattern and reducing the belly. Went ahead and remarked my side lines, starting up here at the handle about 3/8 of an inch and working down, squeezing the pencil down to about 5/16. And of course, I'm coming up short of the tip, so I'll deal with that later. What I'm gonna do is take my old 49 American-made Nicholson and work down to that line I just drew at an angle toward the center. Same thing over here. This is if you want to bring it down even and consistent, bring it down to those lines. You pick it up in the center, and then I'll cap it off. I'll cap it off where it's even though. And then I'll test it on the floor, see if it's bending, and I'll pick it up again and continue it till I get a good bend. I hadn't done that side up there yet. This is what I've done. You can see my side lines are consistent, just like I left them, but I'm angling it up toward the center. And this is something Dean Torres taught in his book. Come down a little farther. Might not be able to hear me, but see my calipers comes down to right there and stops. There's a thick place right in there. Yeah, right there, all the way down. Try it again. Thick right in there. Okay, we got that. Start doing a little bit. It's quite simple making the limbs match in width. Mark it on one side, check it on the other side. I get one limb pretty much tapered down, and then I just make the other limb match it. Well, I'm getting ready to taper my tips down to three quarters of an inch initially. I checked my center line, it looks good. So I made this bottom limb 31 3/4 inches, and I've made the top limb 33 1/4 inches. That gives me 66 inches tip to tip. Correction, 65 inches tip to tip. Now I plan to go ahead and cut those, this end off and that other end off, and reseal my ends. These limb measurements allows the top limb to be 1.5 inches longer than the bottom limb. And you know, it just makes the bow more balanced in your hand, especially when you're carrying the bow slung down in your hand. It doesn't tend to drag anchor on the bottom limb, as Dean Torres used to say. It'll lay balanced in your hand, and it moves the geographical center up closer to the arrow shaft. Well, so far I've kept I'm angled on each side and I'm flattened out across the top. And looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna start beveling off my corners and round it out with this bowyer's edge. Well, if you notice, got a little reflex on this end, and I don't have it on this end, so I'm gonna take it, and it kind of dips up right here. I'm gonna bring this up from here out to match this. Really need to get that done before I can start really tailoring it in earnest. So that's what I'm gonna do next. The next video will be about heat corrections.